Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Bonafide. My name is Wiro. Before I introduce today's guest, allow me to do a quick shout out to Batik, who has allowed us to utilize their space for the recording of this episode. Batik is the place for the hip, trendy, and fashionable batik apparels. With Hari Raya Haji coming, be sure to check out their website at www.batique.sg and also their socials at batik_sg. With that, allow me to introduce my special guest today. This gentleman right here, he has a tremendous amount of work ethic. Somebody that I knew back then in my university days. He has also managed to successfully be a professional footballer as a career while juggling being a full-time student in university. Ladies and gentlemen, Syaqir Sulaiman. Hey bro, how are you?
Good. Thank you.
Hey bro, with currently the COVID situation, do you miss football?
Kind of.
Really?
Kind of. Now that
you all are like handicapped. You all can't play football at all, right?
cannot. We are back to training. But 5 players is to
Yeah,
one
it sucks.
lah,
It's like I don't know what. I mean, it's really I don't know. It's really close control play only lah, right?
Yes. So basically, it's all planned out lah.
Yeah.
Right? But you know, right? I'm not playing anymore, right?
Yeah. You stopped recently,
I'm
right?
just basically their fitness coach now.
Fitness coach. Hougang, right?
Hougang
United.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is just planning their fitness, their strength and conditioning, their fitness routine lah. So coming up with the plan to ensure that they go about in a safe and possible manner.
And you all only restarted with all this recently, right?
Yeah, about 2 weeks back maybe.
Even when circuit breaker was in place, even you all had no trainings, no nothing.
We
right?
had. So
you had?
we did through Zoom.
Oh.
So the trainings still had to go on.
I mean, you got a lot to play lah in that, right?
Yeah, so we
because
had to plan lah.
fitness lah, right? You all have to
Fitness.
really pump the fitness on
Important
by
lah.
Zoom, right?
Yeah, correct.
Wow,
So we had to do it lah, basically.
I mean, you've played football for significant amount of your life. For you to just go, you do still play, right? Even you are
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah, correct.
Like leisure. Or
Yeah, leisure.
You
I'm
play
playing-
now in like any?
I'm playing in the lower division lah. So I'm playing
okay.
in Division 1 now for Tiong Bahru.
The commitment is way lesser.
Much lesser lah. Just once a week training only.
Oh,
And once a
man.
week game. That's about it lah.
Bro, I mean, you are someone who you were a professional S-League player,
Yeah.
right? With several clubs.
Yep.
And then also, when I knew you, I think I knew you back when you were in NTU.
University, yeah.
Right,
NTU.
and then we went to one of the ASEAN University Games, but for
Asia.
different sports. I'm not as good in football.
Yeah, right.
How was it, bro? How was it like? Which one came naturally for you? The studying or the football?
Of course, football lah.
As in, from a young age you were playing already?
Yeah, from a young age. So I started when I was in primary school. Got the habit of playing football on the streets,
Yeah.
Basketball
The
court.
typical void deck one lah.
Typical
Story lah.
Still
Malay
story.
lah, right?
Just
Whatever
Malay.
the stigma that people have for Malay, play void
Under
deck
the
and
void
all.
deck.
Yeah. Right.
That's where I started from lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so study was never something that I enjoyed doing, to put it simply lah.
Okay.
So but it's something that I had to do.
Yeah.
Because it was something my mom told me that I had to do. If
Yeah.
not, I can't play.
But you were not academically inclined from the start?
Not so. So I was like an average
Yeah.
student.
Were you a late bloomer?
I would say
Academically?
yes. Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I was late bloomer a little bit. Yeah, late bloomer lah, I can say lah, for sure.
Academically lah, right?
Academically, yeah. Even in sports also lah, even in football. So I was never the most skillful or the most,
Hence my
attractive,
introduction, bro. I feel like you have one of the greatest work ethics, right? You make it up with a lot of
hard work
of
lah.
like a lot of grit, a lot of
Yeah.
hard work.
So what I don't have in skill set, I make it up with hard running lah.
Yeah, I've seen you play, and I don't know, you are quite a machine physically, lah, right? So how was it, bro? Back in primary school, were you already playing?
Yeah, I was playing, but playing for school consistently lah. So throughout my primary school to my secondary school days,
A-Div, B-Div,
AD,
C-Div.
VDs, everything.
Oh,
So
you
I was
played in MI, is it?
Yeah,
Or
so I went
A-Div
to
also?
MI. ADs, yeah, I went.
But why you went from secondary school to MI?
Yeah.
That is somewhat the JC route, right?
So it's not something that I wanted.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I
Okay.
wanted to go to poly.
I see.
So, but my O-level results wasn't really good. So,
Okay.
so that's the thing, right? why is it that I went to JC? Actually,
Yeah.
it's not considered a JC at that point in time. It's considered
It's
a
50-50
centralized
kan, right?
institute.
Yeah.
So those who actually cannot make it to JC, they got thrown into MI. And I was really lucky because at that point in time, MI was in its first or second year, I think.
Okay.
So they are probably just taking anybody.
I see.
So at that point in time, my results don't allow me to go to any of the courses that I wanted in poly.
Oh,
So
okay,
I was
okay. What was the primary thing that you wanted?
So I wanted to do
in poly?
business management.
I see. Okay.
NYP.
Yeah.
But I didn't get in. So they chucked me into MI.
Okay.
So it was some old ulu school.
Bro, it was damn far. If you stay in Toa Payoh, it's far, bro.
No, actually it was at Bartley, bro.
Oh, it wasn't at
So
Bukit Batok?
before that, when I was in my first year, it was at Bartley.
Oh, quite convenient, right?
Right in front of the Kubo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was right in front of the Kubo. So
Old school lah. It was an old
very
school.
old school. It was previously a church.
Makeshift kind lah.
Makeshift.
Okay.
So we were there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really didn't want to be there. But I had to
Yeah.
make something out of it.
Yeah.
Do you know that I stayed back for 1 year?
In MI? So you did 4 years?
Long service award, bro.
So how was it at MI? Were you already playing like Prime League or what?
So
By
at
the
that point in time, no, I was in I was playing Prime League though. I was playing for Home United. Before that I was playing for Tampines.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong. Yeah, I was playing for Tampines while I was there lah. Yeah, for a year. Yes.
Tampines as in the Prime League?
The Prime League team.
Okay.
So I was already there. Then I was playing for for the Tampines Prime League for 1 season lah. Then I started.
How was it
from there.
as a student still in a uniform school?
Yeah.
Like JC, MI, they're a bit more structured than poly, right?
Yeah, correct. So
Right,
it was
you still have like you come at 8 and then after that you go back at like 2 or 3.
2-3 o'clock.
Then how you juggle? Then I mean Prime League is some sort like a semi-pro, right?
Yeah, trainings are every day actually.
Yeah. How is it? Were you riding a bike or
No.
No?
Public transport.
Public transport all the way? Wow,
Public
bro.
transport.
How was it?
So because it was Bartley, one bus straight, so I had to take a bus. It was rushing every day lah.
Every day?
Every day it was a rush for me to
Okay.
go from school to training, back from training to home. At that point in time, I was staying in Toa Payoh.
Yeah.
My training session was in Tampines.
Okay.
So it was from Bartley to Tampines back to Toa Payoh every day. And games are on Saturdays.
So 6 days of commitment for football.
6 days of football.
So for the academic wise?
That's why I stayed back the first year, right?
Oh, so you slack behind a bit lah.
So I slack lah. So I actually my mind wasn't there for academic wise.
Yeah.
My mind wasn't there. I was into football, and then I was saying, let's just use football as a stepping stone for me to be somebody lah.
Okay.
But then I stayed back my first year, right? And then I overheard my family talking about how they feel or who they see as potential to go into university.
Among your siblings?
Among my siblings.
Okay.
Lah. So of course I'm not one of them lah.
Okay.
So I overheard them saying lah. So in a way, two things lah. In a way I was sad because the way they talk about it.
Yeah.
They say maybe they meant well, right?
Correct.
But they just say because of football I'm more suited to football
be a
rather
footballer.
than, academic wise, right? And then secondly is it spurred me on to prove to them.
So there and then it burned the fire in you.
Yeah, I was like,
It lit you up.
I need to do something about it.
So there was a turning point.
Yeah, it was a turning point when I stayed back. And then my teachers were there to help me lah.
Okay.
I got a few teachers in MI who really helped me a lot lah. So he was saying, okay, Syaqir, let's put football into perspective. You wanna play football professionally, but what if something happens to you?
Correct.
What
That's
are you
everybody's concern, right?
Yeah, correct. And it struck me lah because at the end of the day, yes, if anything were to happen to me,
Yeah.
that's it. I got no
Nothing to
studies.
fall back.
I'm not going to go into poly. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Poly's
Yeah.
not going to take me regardless of how many times I try.
Mm-mm.
So I thought let's just make the best out of it lah.
Okay.
So I decided to buck up a little bit more, study a little bit more.
Yeah.
So get myself a little bit more structure. I didn't have a lot of structure back then.
Correct.
I was telling myself I'm just playing football. Just go to school, cabut class and
Correct.
so I was always not in class.
Yes,
I
yes.
was running away, going to makan outside. So gave me a little bit more structure. So I thought, okay, let's try it out to see how it goes.
Yeah.
So I tried that first year. I did quite well though.
You mean the second year?
The second year in first year lah.
Yeah. yeah.
I did well enough for me to actually move on to my second year lah.
So what do you compromise at that point of time? Was it
My
football or
social-
just
my social life?
I see.
So I basically didn't have social life. My house was like a hotel to me. So I was just there to sleep, wake up and do the same thing.
But you were upping your game in terms of your discipline.
yeah, probably
Why at such young age? It was like what, 18, right?
18.
It was difficult.
Trade off lah. It's a trade. Yeah, it's
Right.
very difficult. I was very tired most of the time. and I didn't have a lot of family time.
Right.
Social life with friends quite
Correct.
minimal.
I mean, I assume in tertiary and then your friends in football, these are two groups of people who are quite social,
Yeah, correct.
right? They have their activities outside of like, you know, going makan or going
I try
out
lah.
more.
I try my best to actually lepak with them whenever given the chance lah. So because I value friendship as well, you
Correct.
know. I don't want to be the person who dah habis training je terus lepak balik.
yeah.
So I try to sit down for half an hour, 45 minutes
At
before
least
I
touch
actually
base,
go back.
you know, with the whole
Go
lepaking
back
bit.
home, just read up on a little bit here and there, then I go back to sleep.
Oh, wow. But looking back, you won't change a bit.
I wouldn't.
I mean, I assume the staying back was a good trigger point for you.
Yeah, it was
Right.
for me lah.
I mean, at the point of time, confirm you'll be like
Sian
super
lah.
sian, right?
Sian lah.
But then you look back at it.
Then I go back, same people again. But actually, it was a blessing because when I stayed back, the new batch of students who were there were, if I could say, they were more competitive in that sense.
Okay.
They were more supportive.
Okay.
So they know, maybe because I was older, so they had that respect for me
Okay.
as an eldest.
Yeah.
But also because I think most of them are quite motivated to want to do well.
Okay.
Some of them actually can't make it to any other JCs, but
I see.
they actually wanted to come. And then because I was in Sec 5,
So you were 2
basically
years.
I was 2 years.
Oh man,
They are
yeah.
junior.
Yeah.
They are senior lah basically.
Yeah.
So their mindset is slightly different.
Okay.
So I would think that lagging behind was a good thing because
Yeah.
it helped me
I mean,
find more of myself lah.
Maybe emotionally you will do feel like, alamak, I'm such a, you know, I'm at older age. Why am I mixing with kids?
Yeah,
This kind of thing, right?
correct.
But
Over time.
a perfect storm brew for you.
Yeah, correct.
You know, whatever with your parents and the
Over time, it was as per normal.
everything you just assimilated back everything into
correct.
back.
Everything clicked back lah. as
So
per normal.
when you started discover a bit of flair or passion for your academics, right? Was it because you know you had to, or you grew that passion for studying?
Okay, I was never a fan of studying lah.
Okay.
To be honest lah,
Yeah.
I was never a fan of studying. I really wanted to get that degree of mine lah.
Yeah.
So it was only until when I went. So my results I didn't do any better in terms of results throughout the years when I was in MI.
Okay.
So my teachers were there telling me. I was just like, I make it. So with my results, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what I got, if I had stayed in that position, I wouldn't have gone to any university. Because it was just like AO pass. During that time it was AO pass, A-level pass. Right? It was only there.
Yeah.
So I was just managing to go up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the stigma in MI was it's a second JC. So the success rate for anyone there going to the university is literally maybe 10%, 5%
Really?
out of the whole cohort. Yes.
Oh, that bad.
That was how bad it was lah. I mean, no disrespect, but that was the numbers that were given to us. So basically, we are just there to finish off. Maybe those girls will go on to do maybe desk job or accounting or that kind of stuff. Won't go into university. That's what. And the guys who probably
But that's a bummer, bro, to be given that kind of statistics.
yeah, we were shocked lah. I mean,
Yeah.
but I wasn't surprised because
Yeah.
knowing MI, right, it was a rundown school and stuff like that. So only when we went to the new school. So
No, at Bukit Batok.
Bukit Batok.
Okay.
So that was the one that probably I was thinking that I needed to do something.
Okay.
School was brand new.
How many years left for you?
That one
when
was
you did?
like 1 year left.
Okay.
So I was literally macam gini lah. So if this was the university I was basically halfway point.
So the last year.
Yeah, so the last year was the one lah. So the teachers, so there was one more incident where one of the teachers in the school told me bluntly during a parent meeting session with my parents saying, I want you to drop one subject.
Okay.
So I had 3 subjects. I was doing history, management of business and econs as my A-level subject. So I didn't do quite well in history lah.
Okay.
So the teacher who did that was a history teacher. So she felt that her 100% record for passes would be in jeopardy if I had not done well.
Yeah.
So I was one of the few students who were on the verge. You know? So during one of the meetings, she told my parents, I said, I think balancing football and your studies is not a good idea because he's very busy, he looks tired.
Yeah.
So I suggest lah to make it better for him. Why not he drop one subject?
Was this your weaker subject?
Yeah, it was lah.
Okay.
So she was saying, if I were to get 2 A's and 2 A-O levels,
Yeah.
I would be able to go to a university.
Okay.
So but that wasn't the thinking that I had for her. So I thought that what she wanted was, she wanted that 100%
Correct.
passes. And 2 A's and 2 A-O's is a very risky thing to do. What if I fail one? I will never be
Yeah.
able to smell the university.
Yeah.
So I decided, I told her straight to the face, I say, regardless of what you think, my thinking is you are thinking that you want to get 100% passes.
Correct.
Say, no, that's not what I wanted. I say, I mean, regardless of what you say, I'm not going to drop the subject.
Yeah.
Let this be clear.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove to you that by the end of this year, I'm going to pass your subject.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it to university. That's what I told her.
Yeah.
I say, so I can make it as a footballer and I can make it as a student.
So this was at the beginning of your 4th year?
Yeah, at the beginning of my 4th year.
Okay.
So since she was shocked, my parents were shocked.
Okay.
So it was something that triggered me lah. I said, how can you think like that towards me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The person who did that was, my parents had good intention.
Correct.
But I didn't think that she had good intention at that point in time.
Yeah.
So she...
But on hindsight, now?
Probably she still doesn't lah. But after receiving the A-level results,
Correct.
she probably think that it was a bad idea to tell me that.
Yeah. Confirm she a bit like, paiseh lah bro, right?
She could probably say to me that I purposely do that so that I can spur
you. Yeah. I mean, you can spin
yeah,
it.
She probably want to say that lah. So, but I think that was the issue that I had, because I say, okay, looking back, if I were to, she had not said that, right?
Yeah.
I would probably think to myself, okay lah, let's just be done with A-levels and just let's see after that what's gonna happen.
So the whole of MI, you were still playing football?
I was still playing.
Semi-pro, right?
No, I was already a professional when I was in MI.
At the end of MI? Like the 3rd and 4th year?
Yeah, I was already playing for Home United.
But the commitment level was still the same lah?
It was crazy.
5 days,
Much
6
worse
days?
lah, because once I went into a professional contract with the club, Home United, so I went to Home United the following year, and then I got selected to as one of the S-League players lah.
Okay.
So I got promoted from the Prime League to the S-League. So the training was every day.
Okay.
And then during pre-season, we were training in HTA.
Yeah.
So we were training there. So
Choa Chu Kang lah, right?
So I didn't go home.
Okay.
So I had to stay there.
You stayed there?
I
So they
stayed
provide
there.
accommodation
So
for
they
you?
provided accommodation because we had a tie-up with Home Team NS apa.
Okay.
Police
Yeah,
had a tie-up
Home
with
Team,
Home United. So we were training there during our pre-season for a month, for 3 months I think.
So you go to school from there?
From there.
MI?
Can you imagine?
Wow bro, there's a lot of independent living.
So I
quiet,
slept
right?
there and then woke up, went to school. I didn't join the morning training. Go to school, come back, join the evening training. Slept there at night, go back, in and out. So I was only back because we only came back on a Saturday. Saturday morning,
Okay.
I came back. Sunday evening, I had to be back.
So you had NS quite early lah?
Earlier than everyone else.
Wow bro, so at the what age, like that was
18.
18?
18,
You were
19.
already like living independently, so washing of clothes, laundry,
Yeah, everything. We wash ourselves.
Okay.
Everything we had to do it on our own.
But it was the whole S-League team?
Whole S-League team.
Oh okay, that's for pre-season lah.
Pre-season.
Which lasted like
3 months, 2.5
bro,
months,
that's-
3 months. Yeah,
that's long
roughly.
for somebody so young to be thrown into that kind.
Yeah, but I wanted it.
Okay.
So at that point, I didn't think too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about how it might make me feel tired.
Yeah.
Or what. I was just like, okay, I had to make it as a
Correct.
footballer. I had to do it while studying.
And you need to secure your academics as well.
Yeah, I need to do that. So regardless of what I wanted to do, I just put my mind into it. I wanted to do this. Yeah.
At that point of time, did you think like, I'll be one of the rare few who can make it in football and provide security with regards to my academics?
I had that at the back of my head, but I didn't think of that. You know, I've never once like gone into football and telling everybody, "Hey bro, I'm a university."
Of course.
I never.
You're not that kind of person. I know, bro.
They didn't know that I was into I made it to university.
Okay.
They didn't know until I think there was a newspaper article.
Okay.
That was the only time they know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody.
There's not a need for you to.
Yeah, because
Right?
I'm not there to tell people that I'm clever than you.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own strengths, right?
Yeah.
I'm just there to tell myself that this is my future.
Yeah.
So my friend's future could be he can open a business.
Correct.
Or he could study at a later time.
Correct.
But my plan is this. So this is what I wanted to do. If I can talk to my friends and I tell them, hey bro, continue studying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they have their own mindset, their own thinking, so I leave it up to them, you know.
Let them develop it.
Let them develop
Right?
it.
If they make mistakes
Yeah.
and then they make success or what, right? Let them learn and
Let
you
them
know,
learn.
receive
I don't want to
whatever.
be the person who say, "Hey, they need cakap, hey, bro, you telling me what to do, is it? You telling me how to run my life." So I don't want to be that person lah.
Correct.
I just want to go to training, just do my job, then go back. You know, I just don't want to. No one knows. To be honest, no one knows until.
So when you were in home United, they were actually supportive towards your academic.
Yeah.
At the point of time.
Yeah, my coach especially.
Okay.
Vincent Subramaniam.
Oh, okay.
The one who actually brought me up to who I am today. Like,
Yeah.
He was one of the few coaches who actually believed that studies is as important as football.
Okay, sorry. You were having problems academically. Were you having problems on the football part?
Problems everyone will face lah.
Yeah.
I was young.
Yeah.
I was thrown into the S-League team at a young age considered lah.
Correct.
So I had to really play it out with the big boys, right?
Yeah.
So it was just determination at that point in time.
Okay.
So if you talk to me about positional wise, that kind of stuff, it's all you on the job training. You learn as and when.
It builds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was already, I think, quite good at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But a lot more to learn, you know.
Yeah.
There's always that mistake that you make during the games.
Correct.
There's always that inconsistencies.
Yeah.
There's always that doubt in my mind to say that, hey, why am I not playing well? That kind of stuff. Yeah. So I would say there is more problems academically than football.
Because you're more inclined towards that, right?
I'm more inclined to football.
So, bro, tell me more about how your coach, in particular, right, assisted you with the Basically, how did he manage to allow you to adapt your academics into your professional football career? I mean, at a very young age, just like 18, he could have just cut you off, you know?
Yeah, correct.
Like, you know, why is this guy, he's not training in the morning, like you said, right? You're not training in the morning, right? He's not training in the morning. I have players who can train both 2 or 3 sessions, right? So, why and how did it happen? And yeah, how did it happen with your coach?
He was quite a strict coach lah. I think those in the football fraternity will know him as someone who is very objective based. He knows what he wants, and he's always well prepared for everything. So for my development, he already probably seen what I can do. So he's just there to touch up, maybe push me up a little bit more.
Polish a bit lah.
But he always tells me that don't ever forget where you came from. So he thinks that he ever had this conversation with me, he just put me to one side knowing that I got my first contract with my first salary, just $1,000, bro.
Is it?
At that point in time, $1,000.
As a professional or semi-pro?
As a semi-pro.
Okay.
Because I was playing in the Prime League team, but I always train in the S-League team.
Okay.
So he was telling me, Syaqir, I know you're receiving a lot of money. Let me sit down with you. Let me plan your finances for you.
Oh, okay.
So he sat down for an hour before training.
Yeah.
Told me, okay, Syaqir, this is how you should plan.
How do you take it?
I was taking, because he gave me that, how to say,
like, was it like, do you feel like, hey, this guy intrusive or?
No, I felt like he was trying to help me. At that point in time, I wanted to impress.
Okay.
Right, so whatever that he said, I tried to bring it up.
Okay.
Which was very valuable to him, because he was telling me, Syaqir, you really have to plan your finances.
Yeah.
Say footballers nowadays, what they do is they get a big amount of money over a short period of time. You can play around with your head, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine if you suddenly become a superstar.
Yeah.
In overnight.
Yeah.
You earn $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month.
True.
Just by playing for 2 hours. You can say, oh, let's buy a car. You know, let's spend on expensive stuff. So he knew what was gonna happen. He knew that I was an up and coming player at that point in time, trying to make it big, and he knew that if I were to get a big contract, that this would happen. It might not happen. It might happen, but it's better he helped me.
Correct.
So he told me, Syaqir, this is how you should manage your finances, and he told me how I should behave. I should always be down to earth, take note of what I have and what I don't have, spend wisely. So it gave me this sense that I could use that to my studies, you know. So
okay, nice.
Basically, with all this, he said, okay, you have to focus, you have to be down to earth, you don't have to think too much. So he said, how is this related to your studies? The same way or the same dedication that you put into football, you should put into your studies.
Oh, okay.
That was what he told me. His exact words.
That's
same effort you put, the dedication that you put into football, you should put it to your studies.
Very valuable
because
stuff, bro.
Studies is what's gonna get you
further right.
after your football.
Beyond your expiry date lah.
Yeah, beyond the expiry date in football. So that was one of the few things that I brought it onto myself until who I am now lah.
So basically you had him to kind of laid some foundation on how you should move about entering the future with football and academics.
Yeah, correct.
So you stuck by it.
Yeah, throughout
your whole playing career.
Yeah, I was never a spendthrift. I was never someone who spends a lot of money. I was never to put it simply, my family background doesn't allow me to spend a lot.
Okay.
I didn't come from a well-to-do family.
Okay.
They call it sederhana.
Yeah.
Just then, I get what I wanted. My dad was there to support me, to support my family, but I always feel like I need to support myself, so that I can put less burden on my family.
Correct.
So ever since the age of 16, when I started playing football, right, when I received my first paycheck, so I told my dad from that day on, say I want to be independent. I want to pay for everything on my own. So my school money, you don't have to pass to me unless I really need it. So there'll be months where I go overboard, that kind of stuff, right? But whatever money that I have, it's meant for me. So I pay my own phone bills, I pay my own everything. So when I grew up, as I grew older, right, whatever stuff that I buy, it's basically me showing that this is my hard-earned money. I don't buy because I get money from my parents.
Correct.
Yes, I save that money lah, but my hard-earned money is something that I want to see. So that's why I will buy stuff that I feel is valuable to me.
Yeah.
That I like.
What you need lah.
Yeah,
right.
Things like shoes. So I like to. I don't spend on drugs.
Yeah.
I don't spend on a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Things that they say, oh, you can go into this kind of stuff, you drink.
It was a potentially it could have been.
It could have been that, right? I mean, it could have been that if you get a lot of money and if you are not aware of your own self lah.
Yeah. Excessive clubbing.
Excessive clubbing and stuff like that. So, but I always feel that if I want to get something, it should be my titepelo, my hard-earned money.
Correct.
Then I know how to value.
Yeah.
So that was how my dad taught me.
Okay.
Say, Syaqir, you want to buy some stuff?
Okay.
It's your hard-earned money. I'm not going to give it to you. You want, you save your own money. Yes, from the very start, he gave me school money. So that's the school money that I used to buy stuff.
Yeah.
If not, I have to do it on my own. Yeah, so that's how I go about doing it lah.
Bro, when you entered NTU, and then you were already, I believe you were already like a few years of professional football, right? When you entered NTU.
Correct.
How certain were you that you're going to make it in both? Because you had those trials and tribulations with MI and football.
Yeah, correct.
Now when you go to NTU, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Right? The competition, the bell curve, and then there's no structure in the studying also.
Yeah.
Right? It's lecture, tutorial. You wanna skip, just you can skip anytime, right?
You want,
so I mean, MI, I believe it was more structured.
Yeah.
You know, people can spoon feed you.
Yeah, correct.
Teachers be like, hey, come Syaqir,
I give you the answers.
Correct. But when you go to uni, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
So how certain were you? Right before you start, how certain were you like, okay, I know you have the mental capacity, but I believe you already thought to yourself, this is a different animal.
Yeah.
This is a whole different thing that you are trying to take on. Local uni and a professional career. And you were starting, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to impress in your football sense.
Yeah, correct.
And then also you got to secure your honours.
Yeah.
How certain were you?
You know, like they call it Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you know it lah. So basically, is the first thing that you have is a basic need.
Correct.
So the basic need, once it's attained, right, you always move on to the next level of needs.
Okay.
So let's say for me, my first need was to get into university, which I got not because of my studies entirely, but because of football.
Oh, it assisted you a bit?
Yeah, because I went under the direct admission.
Oh, okay.
So I had a lot of teachers helping me.
Okay.
Writing for me testimonials, telling me that because my results were not that bad. There was BCD.
Bro, that's not too bad.
BCD bro. Okay lah, not as good lah. But it wouldn't land me in NTU for sure. Okay. But because of my football, right?
Yeah.
So that's the plus point.
Okay.
So I had a call from one of the football directors in NTU telling me that I already got the place in NTU way before I got the news.
Oh, nice.
So that was because they chose me based on my football or my sporting.
But your degree was sports related, right?
Yeah, my degree was sports related.
Yeah.
Because I applied for sports science and sports management.
Okay.
So I got in because of my sports. They told me, bro, we are taking you because you're quite good in your studies. Yeah. But at the same time, your sports was the one that got us interested.
Correct.
So we had a chat. We decided to bring you in.
Okay.
So I was already happy.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going into university. I told my mom, I told my dad. They were very happy for me. I was like, oh, okay. So this is the start. But I didn't expect it to be so
daunting.
Difficult. Daunting, yes. That's the exact word.
Was it?
Because like what you say lah, structured, right?
So
I was so used to doing 10-year series. I was so used to doing, you know, okay,
Correct.
this is the answer, this is the question, this is the answer. I was so used to
Thinking out of the box. I don't know. You know, maybe you don't have the capacity after training and all, right?
Now, basically, it's like I come into university. It's like, okay, lectures here, lectures there. Do this. Then I was like, shit.
This was the first year.
It was the first year. I really didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was so damn lucky. I tell you, my success is not just about my hard work lah. It's a lot to do with luck.
Oh, is it?
I met 3 good friends of mine.
Okay.
Until now, we are still good friends.
Okay.
One is Syaqir, the one that I told you about.
Yes.
Academically. The other one is this guy named, we call him Tom lah, Chinese guy. And this Indian guy named Vijay. So 3 different backgrounds. But suddenly we clicked because we went to one of the camps, right, the orientation camp. So we decided that the 3 of us or the 4 of us, we're going to stick together. Regardless of...
Same course lah, y'all?
Same course.
Okay.
Regardless of whatever it is, we're going to stick together.
Okay.
So throughout the whole 4 years I was there, they were the ones that's pushing me all the way. Planning, because I was never a poly student, so I don't know how to plan the schedule
They were?
around. They were.
Okay.
So they are from poly. So they know, so to them it's like,
it's just a version 2.0 lah, right?
For me it's like fish out of water, no?
Yeah.
I'm going into a new environment, not knowing anything. So they were saying, okay bro, don't worry. We will plan out, okay, we choose. So he said, okay bro, you got football training what time? I say 5 p.m. Okay, we don't take any course that is 4 p.m. and above.
Okay.
And then they sacrifice, no? They sacrifice
because they want to be with you.
Yeah, they want
to guide you,
to guide
help
me
you
and then help all of us together.
Okay.
And then but they made sure that it's a course that all of them wanted.
Correct.
So we chose So I was very lucky because sports science, sports management during that time I was the second batch.
Okay.
So it's quite lenient.
Okay.
It was really lenient.
Okay.
So I could say that anybody can get into the course lah.
Okay.
Not just me. So I got into to a lot of sports courses and stuff like that. So they got the electives, they got the stuff. So we managed to get the timings right, so much so that I was able to go for training. Hiker was in hockey, so he get to go for training.
Okay.
And then VJ and Tom was basically more into the university side. So VJ was he's the older one. He's the 40 plus year old.
Oh, is it?
So he's an older guy. So he was in the army.
But he was a full-time student.
Yeah, he was in the army.
Okay.
So they sent him to university to study.
I see.
So he's the one that get to go back to his family.
Okay.
So it was a win-win for all of us.
Yeah.
So throughout that 4 years, they were helping me lah. But the most difficult thing was me trying to study. I wasn't able to get into the groove because it was so far away, bro. I was in NTU, bro.
Then you didn't stay in the hall?
No, I didn't stay in the hall.
Okay.
Because I had to go to training. My training was in Balestier. So I went to Balestier after.
You were with home?
I was from Home United.
Yeah.
Then I went to
Warriors.
No. I was in Balestier at that point in time.
Okay.
So after home I went to Balestier, right? So when I was in uni at that point in time, I got into Hougang 2011.
Okay.
So in Hougang, so I was training in Hougang. I was training in Jurong, bro. I was training in Hougang. I was schooling in Jurong.
Yeah.
So it was quite tough lah. But at that point in time, thank God, my dad, one of the best present that he gave me was to down payment for a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to half the down payment with him. So I told him I need to travel. So he knew
Yeah.
I was in uni. So one of the biggest present that he gave me was to down payment for a car.
It was. I assume it was super helpful, right?
Damn helpful. I would say created to halal. Halal. He went through everything for me. So I managed to travel through and fro.
Yeah.
I made use of that car like it was my second home, bro.
Wow.
Travel through and fro just to try to make it in time for training.
But you did experience a part of it all the way via public?
No.
Never?
Thank God.
Oh, nice.
Alhamdulillah. So I gone through it for the past, during my secondary school days and during my JC days. I wouldn't want to go through it again. Wasn't easy.
I know just now you told me already that you sacrificed a lot of your social, right?
Yeah.
So when you was in NTU and football, what else did you sacrifice? Were there more that you sacrificed?
I mean social lah,
Sleep?
family lah. Sleep, of course.
Because I know as an athlete, rest is really
You need
important, bro.
enough
Once you're a professional,
Yeah.
sleep it's a no joke thing, bro.
I didn't have time to be a proper professional. I know how it felt like. I didn't know how it felt like to be a professional
Yeah.
when I was schooling.
Yeah.
Because I had to go back. Once I had finished training, I went back home 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I had to do some reading before I sleep.
True, true.
Then I sleep maybe 12 o'clock.
How's the food? Like, were you taking care of your food?
I wasn't. So it was just like I told you, pure determination, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching what I was eating,
Yeah.
but I wasn't nutritionally planning.
Correct.
So I couldn't give 100% on the pitch. I was playing a professional game,
Yeah.
but I wasn't being professional in taking care of myself.
Okay.
So there's only a certain level I could go to.
Correct, correct.
So that was a trade-off. Like what you say, something that I could see another trade-off in terms of social life,
Yeah.
it's the ability to play better.
So you're saying that your graph for during that 4 years, it did not go up as exponentially as you want.
Yeah. So I was expecting myself to probably be playing for a national team if I was good enough.
Okay.
But I just couldn't give that effort.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not good enough. Who knows, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did try hard. But looking back, I would say that it took a toll on me.
That whole 4 years.
That whole 4 years in
Okay.
university, I was studying late at night.
Yeah.
During when it was closer to the exam period,
Yeah.
I was studying late at night, doing projects and stuff like that. I was going to training after, and I was really tired.
Yeah.
Then during game days, I was giving 100%. Yes. So that is probably the only 100% I could give. I can't give anything more.
Okay.
So that's probably how it showed. Okay, maybe I could have been better if I had been more professional.
Correct.
But it was a trade-off I was willing to take.
Okay.
So I didn't get a chance to try and explore going overseas. I didn't
In
have a
terms of
chance.
what? Football?
Football. I
Okay.
didn't have a chance because I couldn't.
But I mean, options could have been there lah.
It could have if
Yeah.
I wanted to
Okay.
try. I wouldn't say that I would get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you could have
There was
been
a possibility, yeah.
experience that I could
Okay.
have looked into lah. But I couldn't do it.
Because of your uni lah, right?
My uni,
Assume?
right?
Yeah.
And then I knew that I couldn't be playing the same level of intensity week in, week out because of
I see.
this, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The juggling between two.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be possible. Right? People were saying that when you go to uni, it's getting easier. Yes,
Yeah.
it gets easier, but unless you're a scholar lah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To put it simply, right?
If we are not somebody
If
who
you're
is
not a
academically
scholar,
very inclined, you know,
not
and then we
academically inclined,
Right, right.
whatever scores that you get during that point
Correct.
in time would be the score that you get towards the end of your
I see.
university days.
I see.
That's how I looked at it lah.
Yeah.
So I half of this lah.
Correct.
So at the end of the
Bro,
day,
somebody
I
who
wanted
has
both.
even 100%,
Yeah.
right? Me even falter, bro. What more when you split it into two like that?
Yeah.
Right.
So I told myself after the first year,
Yeah.
I'm not going to what they call it, macam stress myself
Yeah.
by trying to see how can I juggle both to get 100%.
Correct.
I just give 50-60%, 50-60%. I mean, I'm not in terms of effort,
Yeah.
but the trade-off,
Resources lah. You just your
the
resources. lah,
trade-off,
right?
the resources lah. I
Yeah.
couldn't do anything more than I could see.
You maxed out whatever you can
I
max
maxed
out
out
already.
whatever I can.
Bro, from the way you say, right, can you just walk me through a day as a uni kid and then as a footballer? How is it? Like you wake up what time? And then someone if like say fasting month or this.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, let's say not a fasting month. How is it? You wake up early
5:30
every day.
every day. So that's my body clock. Regardless, because from a young age, my dad
Correct.
always kejut me for subuh, right?
Correct.
So I've always woken up about
Yep.
5:30. He will always switch on the lights.
Yep.
Whenever it's 5:30, he go onto my
Muscle
room,
memory,
just
yeah.
switch on the lights. I will just wake up
Yeah.
on my own, mandi,
Yeah.
then I go to school. And I'm someone who always likes to go to training early, likes to go to school early. I don't like to be late. So I would rather be at school an hour earlier rather than 10 minutes before.
Okay.
So I like to relax myself,
Okay.
have coffee ke, drink tea or whatever it is just to
Yeah.
soothe myself up. Yeah, so wake up 5:30. 5:30, go to school.
Yeah.
Go to school. If my school starts usually 8 o'clock session.
Okay.
Then all the way until maybe 3, 4 o'clock, depending lah.
Yeah.
Sometimes if the class ends at 4:30 lah, then I'll rush to training.
Training usually starts at
5
5.
o'clock. 5 to 7.
Okay.
So 5 to 7 finish. Maybe have some dinner with my friends ke whatever it is
Training
lah.
is 3 hours.
2 hours. 5
2
to
hours.
7.
Okay.
So 5 to 7, then after that duduk dalam change room, shower and stuff like that.
Takes about what, 1 hour.
45 minutes
Yeah,
lah, 1
yeah.
hour, do ice bath or whatever it is. Then go makan with friends for a while.
Yeah.
I'll be back home maybe 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 9, 10 o'clock, I go back home, I can't sleep. I'm too hyped
Correct,
up, right?
correct.
So maybe sat down with my mom, my dad, talk to them for a while. Maybe makan again. Sometimes I would eat a bit with my friends because my mom cooks. So I go back home and eat with my mom and dad. And after that, read up a bit on what I have to do.
Which I assume is really a bit.
Bit lah bro. Maybe half an hour je. Sometimes you open the laptop, you also cannot do anything. Then after that, I go to sleep. The next day is the same thing. Over and over and over again.
That's the cycle.
Yeah. If I got a game, if I got a match, I will make sure that I go to my game, finish 10 o'clock. I go back home 10:30, 11 o'clock. Then tidur.
Wow, bro.
So that was the 4 years of my life in uni. It was that. I had no time. Then because I had to play for the university team. So can you imagine, right after training, 7 o'clock, I'll rush over back to NTU.
You mean after you finish at 7 with Hougang?
Yes, I go back to training NTU.
For IVP?
For IVP or for training.
What?
I don't want to be seen as the guy who plays professionally.
Prima donna kind of thing.
I want to come for training. I want to play a game.
Yeah.
My coach already told me, Syaqir, don't worry. Right? Don't worry. It's okay. We know, we understand. You're already training. But I don't want to be seen as that.
Correct.
I want to show the guys that, hey, I'm still coming for training. Whether it's once or twice or just once, minimum. I want to show them that, hey, I don't want to be seen as that kind of person. That's not who I am. That's not how I was brought up to be. So I was always there to go for training, come back. Then by the time you finish, what time already, bro?
That's like what? How many days of the week?
Twice a week for school training.
So that was also part of the ASEAN University Games that you were playing lah.
So ASEAN University was after. ASEAN University usually end of the year.
Yeah.
So but that one was school training, IVP.
So how did it? Because just a bit of backstory about this ASEAN University Games. So Syaqir, you represented ASEAN University Games will be Singapore universities. Collectively, they send a football team. It's a SEA Games but for universities.
Yeah, for correct.
Right, some sort.
Every 2 years.
The NTU, NUS, SMU, SIM, they form a team, right?
Yeah.
So, how did that tie up with your professional football?
The IVP and the ASEAN University Games usually happens at the end of the year, right?
Correct.
So that was during the off season.
I see. Okay,
so it doesn't
correct
burn me that much lah.
I see.
So it was during pre-season only.
Because just thinking about the amount of football that you have, bro, I can't even categorize it in my brain, bro. It's like there's IVP, there's AUG, and then there's S-League.
Everything.
Right. It's crazy amount, I say, bro.
Yeah. So I was training IVP because IVP starts during the March, April, May, I think, during that time lah. So I was in season. During that time, I was playing football for my club.
Yeah.
And I was playing football for my school. I was going training for my football club. I was going training for my school. The amount of football that I was playing.
Did you get bored?
No. I enjoyed it.
The football part lah.
So the one thing that I enjoy most is football.
Yeah.
I use these 2 hours of my life that day just to let loose. Whatever stresses that I have in school, boom.
It was an outlet.
Outlet, that's it. I go there, I forget about everything.
Do you ever hit a boiling point? In that 4 years? Like macam, fuck this shit lah, bro. I just want to drop. Then you go missing for like, I don't know, 2-3 days. Did it ever?
So far
Almost?
Maybe lah. Maybe my first year.
Okay.
When I didn't do well, my GPA was rubbish. I don't even want to say lah. My GPA was rubbish lah.
Yeah.
It was close to a failure lah.
Okay.
It was close to a failure lah, basically for my. Yeah. That one I would say it was close lah.
Yeah.
But I'm not one to tell my problems to my parents.
Correct.
I don't tell my problems to anybody. So I prefer to settle it on my own. Yeah. So at that point in time was when it was really quite tough for me. I was thinking, how can I even make it to university? And then the politics in the universities. Scholars versus normal school student.
Okay.
It's very bad. So it came to the point right after that year, I had a chat with my 3 good friends, right? Then we decided collectively that we are not going to go for results. Because it's never going to happen for us.
Correct.
We are never scholars. My batch, we had maybe 10, 12 scholars.
For sports
science.
Oh, okay.
Sports science, sports management. 10, 12 scholars.
Okay.
Definitely my A's are not going to be there lah.
Yeah. Because it's a bell curve, right?
It's a bell curve. Scholars has to be first.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Regardless, either you are paid to become a scholar, the company pays and you have to maintain certain grades.
Correct.
or basically they just have
Basically, they are professional students, bro.
yeah, professional
Right?
students, right?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So no offense to them. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably had it because they really worked hard for
Correct,
it, right?
correct.
So I didn't get a scholarship,
Yeah.
so I deserve what I get lah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so it further macam stamp my thinking that at the end of the day, results don't matter.
Okay.
So I really feel that EQ trumps IQ when you're in the working world,
Okay.
right? You have a very high IQ,
Yeah.
but if you don't know how to manage people, you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to find yourself in the working world,
You can't translate the IQ into something beneficial.
you can't.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
can't lead a group of employees, or
Correct.
you can't lead your team.
You can't be in management. You
can't.
can't be leader.
I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
So I say yes, the degree. So I made a decision for myself. Let's just get the degree.
Okay.
What?
Complete it, basically.
Yeah, complete
right?
it.
Okay.
Whatever I get, it's okay.
Yeah.
First class ke, second class ke,
Yeah.
third class ke, just a pass ke, regardless. As long as I get that degree for me,
Okay.
when I go into the working world,
Yeah.
I will fight it out there with the people there.
Okay.
I will work my way through my EQ rather
Yeah.
than my IQ lah. Yeah.
When you finish NTU, you were what? 27?
21 shucks, 2014 bro. 2014 that
So
was
it's about 27 lah.
yeah, about 27,
Right?
26, 27.
Yeah. So when you finish, you still continue playing S League, right?
Yeah.
Was that you choosing football over a career using a degree?
Yeah.
Why?
So at that point in time, before I finish my university, I got an offer to play at one of the biggest club in Singapore, which is Warriors, SAFFC.
Really, bro?
Yeah, so
Aren't they now closed
yeah,
down?
they're closed, right?
They were once the biggest
They are 9 times S League champions, bro.
in terms of accolades, lah.
Accolades, and then they were
Their
one
structure?
of the most well-run clubs
I
at that point in
see.
time,
Oh,
because they
wow.
were from the army. They are
Okay,
subsidiary
okay.
of the army.
Okay.
So they are, in terms of money, in terms of funding,
Okay.
in terms of management wise,
Okay.
it's all there.
Okay.
And players who were there like Durick, Johnny Wilkinson, Daniel Bennett, you know, all these players who were there,
Correct.
been there, done that, they are all there, you know.
Okay.
So of course ideally I want to play for one of the biggest clubs, right?
Correct.
So when the offer came in, I thought this
Why
is
not?
my chance lah.
Yeah.
Of course I did my solat istihara, you
Correct.
know, that kind,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give me blessing or whatsoever, right? So I thought this is probably what I chose lah, what I
Yeah.
need to choose. And it was also a way for me to finally feel how it feels like to be a professional,
Proper professional.
proper professional.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to be that. I wanted to try and be that. So I straight away made the decision lah. It wasn't without hesitation, bro.
Oh, really?
Without hesitation.
You were not thinking like, hey. So you were not weighing the options. Okay. So you were at 27, right? You were not weighing the possibility of like, if I were in the working world, at the same amount of duration of time, right? I can be okay. Singapore, cutthroat, money talks, bro.
Yeah,
Right. Salary, wages, and all. Right. I mean, and then everything else comes next, lah. Like, you know, your what's it called, welfare and all this shit, right? So in that terms, there I do hear that Singapore football don't pay that high, right? So at 27 with a degree, you chose a professional football contract over the potential of
Earning big bucks ah.
some sort, yeah. But I mean, at 27 is where a lot of people slot. Actually, at 25, people slot themselves into the workforce.
Yeah, correct.
Right, and then within the next 6-7 years, that's where exponentially they will start to go up in the
Yeah.
private sector. But you chose that. Was there any part of you like thinking like, I could have? You told me without any hesitation you
Yeah.
went to
I
football,
decided.
right? Why, bro?
If you fast forward 30-40 years from now, right?
Yeah.
If you ask me what I would want to become, right?
Yeah.
I would tell you straight up, I'll be a PE teacher. I'll be maybe a lecturer
Okay.
or a school teacher. But if 20 years from now, right?
Yeah.
I told myself, did I play enough football? I can't go on playing football forever, right?
Correct.
So I want to make use of the time that I have
Okay.
in my short football span
Yeah.
career to earn money,
Okay.
enjoy myself,
Yeah.
do whatever that I want to do. It was for me an opportunity to do more jobs.
More jobs. What do you mean?
More jobs in between. So I was a footballer. I train only once a day,
Okay.
right? And I earn what an average degree holder will earn when they
Okay.
first started,
Okay.
right? So it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I can earn that because I've been playing quite well throughout the years to be able to earn that amount of money.
Yeah.
So when I went to Warriors, I was earning quite an okay for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the
Comfortable
most, but it's comfortable for me, right? But I wanted to use the opportunity to explore what else I wanted to do. Because I know 10, 20 years from now, right? 10, 20 years from now, I will still be a footballer. I will still, 20 years from now, I'll be a PE teacher. Or a fitness coach or whatever it is. But I wanted to be a footballer. So I during this football time, I had a lot of time. So I explored.
So basically, you were using this. I mean, you were so-called 27 will be your prime.
Yeah,
right, for footballers, right? You were using this to be a proper pro, and also to strategize the future after 30 years old, 32 years old.
So I went into lecturing.
Yeah, bro. Tell me more about that. You were lecturing in ITE, right?
ITE,
with
College West.
Whatever you were studying in uni.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you must have done quite well, right? For your uni.
Okay, I mean it was okay. So ITE kids, right? The level, I wouldn't say it's poly. It's just below poly. It's getting up, right?
Correct.
So the stuff that was given to me at that point in time when I was doing lecturing is basically cut and paste. So it was given in lecture notes and PowerPoint slides. All I had to do was to present it to the kids. So that was my job.
Correct.
So it was a part-time job that I did in the morning.
Okay.
So it was like 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours, like, depending on how many classes I was taking. Then I tried to make the most out of it.
Do you enjoy it? Because I know you have a passion for teaching, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, you love it?
Because I like to make teaching quite fun.
Okay.
So when I first saw how the teaching was done there, I thought to make some changes to the teaching style.
Okay.
Right, I decided to, because I know ITE students, right? They are more, how to say, academically they're not there, right? But they're visual learners.
Okay.
So if I want to get them to learn something, if it's through reading my slides, any teacher can do that, right? So I would prefer to do project based. So I brought my stuff. If I was teaching them about friction, so I brought with me something. I did something at home, So basically to show them how it's friction like. So what's friction like if I put a wallet and I put ball with or without friction, that kind of stuff.
Engage the visual.
Trying to make people. Then I tried to get them to watch videos instead of looking at slides.
Correct.
So I end up enjoying myself. At the end of the day, the kids enjoy.
But you see a difference lah. Like from them, let's say with slides, and then them being very interactive.
Yeah, interactive. Yeah, because you only need to do minor changes. That's something that I feel is lacking in ITE at that point in time. I don't know if it has changed now. But it's a lot to do with them trying to say, okay, let's just get these kids over and done with ITE. But that's not how I see it. I really feel that I want to make a difference to them, right? So I want to make sure that, I want to make sure that they learn. They're not just sitting there, because when I was there for the first week, when I was like just viewing the class, the students were sleeping lah, bro. Just closing their eyes. Disinterested. And then the teacher who was teaching was actually not the teacher teaching the exact topic. She was she was doing nutrition. But she was made to teach injuries and rehab.
Okay. She had no relevant.
Yeah, maybe she was covering for someone. But you want to get someone who is in there, right? Doing that kind of stuff. So when I took over for 6 months, I thought, let's try and change a little bit. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then so be it lah. I mean, I tried my best, right? So towards the end, I think it bodes well because a lot of the kids like it. Right? They like the structure. They like how it's done. And if I was going to be a teacher in future, that's how I would go about doing it. That's how I look at it lah.
Then after you ended your professional career when? At what age?
32.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. With your final club was?
Hougang. So the club that I started from lah, which was Hougang lah. Yeah, that I made a name for myself lah.
What made you decide to retire then? I mean, considered still quite early lah, right?
Yeah,
31, 32.
I made a name for myself lah. Basically, I played however long that I wanted. So after that, I decided, okay, I'm married already. By that time, I was already married, right? So enjoyment comes second. Fulfillment comes second for me. My marriage comes first. My responsibilities lie with me having to provide a roof over my head, over my head, as well as my family, my wife.
That's right.
Right? And if I was to plan for a baby, right? In football, I'm not saying that football cannot provide. Yes, they can, but can it be something that I can do it for the rest of my life? Because nowadays football, it's not doing that great. Right? at any one point in time, any club can close, and that's it. Warriors, for example.
Yeah, it was a big shock.
Suddenly, 20 players are out without a job.
Okay.
And I was working for Warriors for a good 6 months.
Okay.
Before I left.
As a fitness
coach
also, right? Yeah, you were telling me then.
Because when I stopped playing football, I decided, I wanted to become a fitness coach instead.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not just do a fitness coach? So Warriors gave me the opportunity with the boss. So, but after 6 months, it didn't go well.
Okay.
The team didn't win, and the blame was put on, of course, the coaches lah.
Okay.
Right? Regardless of how well we do.
Yeah.
So it made me realize that, and then at that point in time, the 6 months, I didn't get salary.
Oh,
I was always late.
Okay.
I didn't have salary for 2 months and 3 months. And can you imagine, I was let go 2 weeks after, a month and a half after my daughter was born.
Wow, uncertain times, yeah, bro.
And during that point in time, we had no salary for 2 months.
Do you have any other side gigs?
So I was doing my fitness training lah yang kat,
Which are you doing right now lah, right?
I was doing it 5 years ago already.
Okay.
So it was something that I did on a part-time basis. I didn't want to
So
let it
when
go.
you were still a professional, you were already doing your side gig
My side gig, I was teaching as well.
fitness trainer.
As a fitness trainer. That was my part-time job lah.
Yeah.
That was something that I didn't want to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was what I was doing at the same time. So that one I thought I was still doing. I decided to do this fitness thingy lah. So I thought it would be okay for me because I wanted to do that really a lot. I really wanted to teach that. It didn't work out for me. It made me realize that at the end of the day, right, football fraternity in Singapore, maybe now or the next 5-6 years at least lah, it's not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
It's meant for the younger kids.
Okay.
So that was one of the reasons that made me realize, maybe I should stop thinking about wanting to play.
Yeah.
So during that point, I still wanted to play.
This was like your early 30s lah.
That was like 31 lah. So I was thinking, even when I retire, right, I thought, I can still play.
Okay.
Because I was still itching to play.
Yeah.
But then after that, after this fitness thingy that happened to me, right, I say, I think might as well I just put a stop to it. I've done everything that I wanted to do. I've represented my country before.
Yeah.
I've represented my country in university as well.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of minutes for my club. I scored a lot of goals. It's about time I start thinking about my family.
So that was the point you think like I should realign myself.
Yeah.
Away from football lah.
Away from football.
So that's where you embarked on your fitness trainer.
Yeah. So my football becomes my part-time job.
So for the longest time it has been your primary gig.
It becomes
your side gig.
My side gig.
Oh, okay.
So
right now you are doing a fitness trainer with a
Hougang
fitness
United.
company.
No, a fitness trainer. I'm a performance coach for speed sports and fitness.
Yeah.
So they're located at Thru City lah.
Okay.
So that's my full-time job.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for 5 years and I've accumulated a lot of clients.
Okay.
So it was easy for the company to bring me in as a full-timer.
I see.
Because
I see.
when I lost the job at Warriors,
Yeah.
so they were the ones who provided me the opportunity.
This company.
They knew what I was coming through. They offered me way before Warriors offered me
Yeah.
the full-time job. So I rejected them to go for Warriors. But when I lost that job, they provided me with that. So as a sign of repayment, for the trust that they have in me.
Yeah.
I thought, let's just give it a shot. My boss was telling me, just take it 6 months, see how you feel. We are here to help you. At the same time, you are here to make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't like it after 6 months, if you get an offer to play for another club outside as a fitness coach, go. We are not going to stop you. You will forever be with us. Yeah. So that's something that I was really thankful for.
It's a fair way of putting it.
Fair way of putting it.
Yeah,
They're giving me a job for the next 6 months. They're paying me a salary.
Yeah.
Then I'm there to help them as well.
Yeah.
So I decided, I told my wife, I say, I'm just going to use this as my full-time job now. My football will take a back seat. It will be my part-time job now.
Yeah. Whatever you can find to,
So that was when this year lah, I got the
yeah.
offer to be a fitness coach for Hougang. And the coach was really, he was really good because he gave me the opportunity to present my sessions to the players.
Okay.
To show what I can do. Something that I'm afraid Warriors were not supportive of.
Okay.
So it's something that we should.
But over this time, you've kind of built your name as a fitness trainer.
Yeah.
So whatever jobs they may come, you have a certain amount of credibility towards that.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Hey bro, we're gonna end off soon, but before that, bro, I just wanna touch base, just on your opinions. Generally, the football scene in Singapore, it hasn't been the best.
Yeah,
it hasn't been best for a while, bro. Right? And then now, what I know maybe you can confirm or deny that players are getting like 1 to 2 year contracts as a footballer, right? Is that true? Like a majority of players are getting short duration contracts as a footballer.
1 year.
1 year, right? So there is no how do I put it? Isn't it a testament to how insecure it is to be a footballer in terms of job security?
Yeah.
So I don't know, do you think it is wise? I mean, if people are already hearing your story, right?
Yeah.
Is it still wise for people to strive to do what you did? But you belong to the batch that started 10 years ago, you know, back in the early 2010.
correct.
Back then our soccer our football was a bit better
Yeah, a bit
than now. So if somebody were like, okay, Syaqir did this, then I could do this. But then the structure of how the football in Singapore is, they're giving out 1 year contracts.
Yeah, correct.
Right? It's so unstable. Unstable, sorry. And then it's so insecure. What's your take? And I mean, what's your advice if you know people say, okay, I feel like I want to do this, but the nature of the reality is like that right now.
I mean, for me, right, I would say go for it.
Okay.
I mean, it might not be a popular answer, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably something that you will thank yourself 20 years from now.
Okay.
Telling yourself, I get to enjoy the
Yeah.
additional 5 years that I play.
Yeah.
Because I'm not all about money.
Okay.
Right? I find happiness in having a happy family.
Yeah.
Right? I don't believe that if you have a lot of money, that you're very happy.
Yeah.
Right? I believe that if I have little, not so much money, but I have happiness, that's more for me, right? So I believe if, let's say, I get a chance to play football, my passion, I would like to play.
Okay.
Uncertainty is one. Every footballer has it.
Okay.
Regardless of whether you're playing in the Malaysian league or wherever you're playing lah, it's always uncertain. It's either 3 years or it's either 5 years. If you get your leg broken, you can't play anymore. It becomes a 1 year contract or they terminate you then.
Oh, there is a clause.
Of course there is a clause.
Oh, okay.
Of course there's a clause. If you can't play for the club anymore, there's a clause that states that the club can actually terminate, but they will pay you compensation lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, every job has its pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
So for football is this uncertainty.
Yeah.
But if you have been in that position that I am, the thrill of playing, representing your club, getting fans cheering for you, right? Is worth that insecurity of 1 year.
Okay.
I know at the end of the year, I will feel insecure. Shit, I'm going to play.
Yeah.
What's happening to my contract again? But throughout that 10 months or 11 months, we were enjoying ourselves. Whether or not I get to continue the following year, if I don't, I probably only waste 1 year.
Correct.
Possibly I waste, maybe if you're earning $3,500 or $4,000, possibly you will waste about $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah.
But what is that compared to the enjoyment that you get from playing football?
Yeah.
Money is nothing. For me, money is it's secondary lah. If you want to give me the enjoyment, I would throw all of that. I would even say that I wouldn't mind foregoing that $50,000 if I have a chance to get close to $50,000 and 1 year's worth of football.
But you are speaking at this from the perspective of someone who was unmarried, who was you were flying solo at the point of time.
Correct.
So, you know, these kind of things, you were like at what, 27, 28 at the point of time, right?
Correct.
So, but if you fast forward it now, your perspective might change, right?
Yes, of course, it will change. I would probably think to myself if football is meant for me.
Yeah.
If I was just a player who's not in the first 11,
Yeah.
if I'm never playing regularly, if I'm just there to
that
make up the
sucks.
numbers, then probably I'll think about,
Okay.
and I'm already married, I would
Yeah.
think about, okay, this is
Yeah.
probably not for me. But if I'm already married and I'm an international player, I'm playing really well for my country or my club, I wouldn't mind. But I would always tell people out there, have a backup plan.
Okay.
If it's not studies, business or investment or whatever, you need something to back you up.
And
Anything
this should
can
start
happen.
early on.
Of course. I started really early on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because I decided that was going to be my route to what I'm going to be today. But for other people, it might come later, but it's never too late to start.
Yeah. So you do believe, especially in the Singapore scene, that it has to be a two-pronged approach towards achieving your career,
Especially in Singapore.
especially in Singapore.
People are our only resources, right?
Yeah.
So regardless, they will never see sports as something that can bring you somewhere.
Just final word about the infrastructure of Singapore football now. What do you think, bro?
Oh my. You can see that there are ideas that are doing that going towards somewhere.
Yeah.
But I really feel that changes need to be made from the top.
Okay.
Someone who wants what's best for football. For so many years, Singapore has been under the ownership of people who love football but probably lost interest in how they want football to be.
So they run it like a corporation.
They are more interested in trying to hold on to their jobs.
Okay.
Right? So the money that they're given, that kind of stuff. I might be wrong, but in my opinion, this is how I see it.
Yeah.
If you are doing it for the love of football, right? If you know how the footballers feel, right, then it wouldn't be the case as it is now. You would have done a lot more to ensure that football players are well taken care of.
Okay.
Right? If they really feel that they have the players' interest at heart, then there should be changes made within the.
I just want to check. Do you did receive your fair share amount of support with regards to your academics, but is it something which is prevalent in all clubs when their players are pursuing education? Are all clubs generally quite supportive, to adapt to them?
From my experience as a player before, most of the coaches actually do support.
Okay.
But it's just that fine line between wanting to win,
okay,
and allowing you to go to school.
Okay. This is from the perspective of a coach.
Of a coach lah.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my job is on the line as a coach. If I want to win, I want to ensure that I play the best 11.
Yeah.
And if you are my best player and you are telling me you cannot come for training, then it will affect my team.
Correct.
People will think, this guy star player but get to play.
Yeah.
So he will of course tell me, I would love for you not to go to your class for this one time. If you can sacrifice for me, because this is a really important game. So if you look at it from the perspective of a coach, yes. So I have to give in lah. So sometimes education plays a part, but it tarik like what I say lah.
Yeah.
My trade-off would be this lah.
Yeah.
I would never be really doing well in football and my studies because of a lot of these kind of trade-offs.
Correct.
Yeah.
But so for I don't know, future footballers, they shouldn't be too worried lah. There are coaches who are quite supportive to.
Yeah.
Towards
especially
the studies.
nowadays lah, most of the coaches now really believe that education plays an important role, and with the structure of football now, they are probably at their infancy now because they are trying to move forward, doing something new, right? They're probably at their infancy. So I would say that this is a sport meant for more of the younger generation now.
Yeah.
So those who are in their late 20s, early 30s, right? It's probably time for them to start thinking about doing something else.
Correct.
Because Singapore football is just trying to promote youth now. You can see from
I
what they're
see,
doing, they're promoting youth.
Okay.
Salaries are getting lesser because youth players are students.
Correct.
Right? They are trying
They
to
will
promote
settle
this.
for
Right. So
low wages.
regardless of what we say, right? Regardless of how we think it could be done, it's not within our control.
Yeah.
We could say unless something changes at the very top, this is how it's going to be for the next few years.
I see.
If you cannot run with it, right?
Yeah.
You either leave the scene or you make do with it.
Okay.
That's how I feel lah.
Hey bro, thanks a lot, bro. It's
Thank
very
you
insightful
very
whatever
much.
you've been saying, and I truly and I believe that whatever story that you give will be quite inspiring.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much, Kay.
Thank you, bro.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.